Dive right back into conference play again against a Georgia team that has Yante Maton, I think he was a preseason Player of the Year pick, and he's having an outstanding year, averaging 20 and 10, a double-double. Didn't play last year when we played him here, but we know he's a big impact on their basketball team. So it's going to take a tremendous effort from our basketball team to keep them off the board. The big kid they have, Derek Obi, I think it's Obi. What's his name? OBD. Yeah, Obadiah, he's really, really good. I mean, so those guys kind of play off each other. Their strength is shooting and going and getting it. And Mark Fox, been at Georgia. I think he's one of the guys that have been in the league for quite a while. And with those guys, he's got an experienced team. So having a big guy you can go to and get you 20 each and every night. And then, of course, we have an opportunity to go on the road and do something we hadn't done all year. We won at neutral sites, but we hadn't won a true road game. So it's a big week for us, a big game for us, and hopefully to build off of, defensively things I talked about, especially in the first half of the Ole Miss game, and have more consistency for 40 minutes defensively. Having that balance we talked about, guys starting out, guys coming off the bench, giving us quality minutes. I've been happy with the way Darius Hall has been playing, coming off, giving us a big lift. I thought Adriel Bailey gave us an athletic forward out there to complement Daniel Gafford. And of course, Barford, I still think he's playing too many minutes. So hopefully we can get some other guys coming off that bench and give us some quality minutes. We saw C.J. Jones come in and help our team out. Again, but I'm still going to be emphasizing defense. Our defense has got to be really, really good. Macon came in, and I thought he came in and really did some really good things for us. And so as we go on the road, we got to have a lot of good performances from a lot of people. They played real well at home. I think they lost one game at home to South Carolina, but they've done a good job of defending the home court.
I was going to call Bob, but he's not here. But just as far as Macon, do you think you'll continue to bring him off the bench? And any change with Dustin Thomas, do you plan to use him this game?
Yeah. We'll see. In terms of Macon, we'll see. Like I said, I got 8, 9 starters, 7, 8 starters, and we'll see as the game unfolds. Dustin Thomas, he'll play in this upcoming game. To me, the great thing about it is we saw some other guys really have an opportunity to step up and give us what's been missing from this basketball team. And I think on the road you got to have some toughness, and that's what I'm looking for this team here. I'm looking for those guys that are going to bring that grit, that grind, that toughness that you got to have to win on the road.
Also, did either Beard or Thompson, their injuries, did they come out okay as far as next?
Yeah, I mean, they're sore. They're real sore. And so it's they'll continue the treatment. We had a light workout yesterday and didn't do much. And so we'll see what they can do today. And again, it'll be right at game time, see what they can bring to the table. But as I told our other guys, be prepared. You may be next guy up.
Hey, Mike, what does Georgia do defensively? They're leading the conference in field goal defense. What do you see from them on the defensive side?
They're long and athletic. They do a good job of really packing the paint, and the length is so long that even as you shoot the basketball, I think tempo is very, very important in that game. They played Auburn the other day and led Auburn by 16, 18 points, up 14 at halftime. And of course, Auburn is a very explosive team. I thought they got their defense going, the transition game going, but Auburn, Georgia, getting back to them, I just think they have the game in a grind. They want to be a half-court game, and if we play a half-court game, then you're going to see some of those similar results. So we got to try to impose our will on them, and that's got to be defensively and really attack these guys, make them use their bench. Our strength is our bench, and the more we play our bench, I think we see that that comes to truth in a game. When our bench comes in and gives us positive minutes, or Orlando Cook, I thought the minutes he played the other night were very, very important for us. Even as limited as Trey Thompson played, those were big minutes, gave us opportunity to rest Daniel, and Daniel had an opportunity to finish the game out strong.
What's been happening on the road that hasn't led to a win yet? What needs to be better on the road from your team?
Well, we got to shoot the ball better, and we got to take better shots. And when adversity comes, we got to you can't spot people's 15 points. That's what we can't do. So we got to come out swinging a little bit better than we have been on the road. And then when adversity comes, I think that's when we got to pull together. I think one of the things I've seen us is that individuals try to do it, and but I just get the feeling that as this team continues to play and get more guys that are helping us, I can see them playing better on the road. I think they got to play for each other and trust each other, and you got to make plays. I mean, you can't go on the road and I think I don't know who we played, but they shot 40 free throws. We shot 9. That's not a winning recipe. So the things you got to do on the road, you got to shoot the basketball, you got to be able to defend, you got to rebound the basketball, you got to get to the line as much as other opponents, and you got to score from the free throw line. I think that's the key. You got to hang around and give yourself a chance. I think in the first half, the last game in Florida, we came out and got so far behind. It's an uphill battle. We cut it to 9, but again, we just got to put ourselves in position to win.
Coach, Jalen went for 28 at Florida, and they bounced back and dropped another 23. I thought he was really efficient. What really impressed you most about his game last week?
Well, at times I don't think he try to go get the game. When you let the game come to you, I think it makes it a lot easier. And I thought the other night, he did a lot of his scoring actually in the second half, but he's scoring in a lot of different ways now. He's getting to the free throw line. He's knocking threes down. He's not just consumed with the basketball. I think when he's consumed with the basketball and handling it too much, and that's when he gets in trouble. But I think he just playing the right way. Teammates are doing a good job of giving him the ball in the right time. I mean, he's a known scorer, and we know that. The other night, we probably had our best assist totals probably since we've been in conference play. And why? That's because of the guys that were out there sharing, moving the basketball. The ball moved, people moved, and I even I always talk about the hockey assist before the assist, and we had like 10 of those in the game. So to me, most of the scoring that we had the other night, it was because of the ball movement and the people movement, and that's what we're looking for. And hopefully we have the same thing on defense. Something break down, we have other people rotating and fixing things on defense and do it for 40 minutes.
Coach, Daniel Gafford was named SEC Freshman of the Week today. What impressed you most about his play over the last 2 games?
I just think people are really he's on the scouting report. They're targeting him. They're putting 1 and 2 people at him, and I think he's adjusting. He's making that adjustment that you got to make from non-conference play to conference play, and that's a sign of a young man that's getting better. I think the more he plays, the better he's getting, and our guys are doing a pretty good job of really getting him the ball in good spots. And one thing about a big guy is if you start off giving him the ball, feeding him, then they go to work. And we saw that the other night. I hadn't seen the tip dunk he had. I mean, he ran from one end to the other end. He was doing a lot of that early in the season. And so now, as we get more guys out there, he don't have to play all those minutes. Then I think it leaves him with the more energy to make those kind of plays. But that's a sign of Daniel just continue to work and get better.
What's been the difference in Darius Hall? I remember like that Tennessee game, he looked pretty lost in his first SEC game, and certainly he's improved vastly after that.
Just going out there and having some success. I think he's finally taking some of his practices to the game. Early in this year, he was playing pretty good, and now having an opportunity to go out there and make a few mistakes. That's the biggest. I think that affects a lot of young players. If they go out and make some mistakes, and let's say the first time they may come out, but they start looking over their shoulders, and their confidence is kind of shaking. So, but I think what he's done is he's went in that gym and started really working on. I think one game he went out, he didn't make free throws, and the other night he went 8 for 8 from the free throw line. I bet you he shot probably about before that next game. I think the Florida game he didn't shoot well. I bet he shot about 300 free throws before the next game. And we saw the results of it. So he's one of those kids that, if he's having problems doing something, he's going to go and work at it. But I think more importantly was his confidence. That's all.
The battle with Daniel and Yante. Daniel's played smarter lately. Just the battle that they're going to have tomorrow night.
Well, it's going to be a war, and like I said, he's going against the best in our league. So we'll find out a little bit more about Daniel and our basketball team, because it's going to be more than just Daniel when you got a guy that's that talented. I mean, this guy's been around a long time. He started, I think, as a freshman, so he's been that anchor for Georgia for the last 4 years, and so he got all the tricks of the trade. He knows all the tricks of the trade with his body. He's stronger. He's stepping out, shooting the basketball. I mean, he's a tremendous player. And so Daniel's going to have to lean on maybe some of the older guys in terms of getting advice, but he's also going to learn by fire by going out there and going against him and competing. But he's got to play smart, and it can't just be Daniel. We got to have him some help as well.
Mike, the SEC has not won the Big 12 Challenge yet. In light of how many teams that people are projecting from the SEC to make the tournament, how important do you think this weekend's set of games is in this challenge?
I think it's a continuous what took place last year. I thought we saw the numbers early on. They were really into the Big 12's favor. Then last year, I think those numbers came a little closer. So hopefully this will be a year where obviously we feel like we got one of the better leagues in the country, and it'll be on display. It'll be on display next Saturday.
Anything else?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.